Hello everyone, I'm Cithryth, and welcome to my first episode of Sang-froid, Tales of Werewolves Tome 1. This is my new Let's Play, funded by Patreon, or supported by Patreon, however you want to think about it. This game is kind of a third-person RPG tower defense mashup. I'm not going to get too much into it, because I just want you to see how it goes on your own. So, we're going to go with Joss as the hero for this playthrough, because he's normal difficulty. Jack, the other option, is high difficulty, and I'm not quite confident in my abilities yet, so we're going to go with Joss. Alright, so difficulty level normal. Joss excels both in close combat and with traps. Joss was a sickly child and almost died after a bad fall from a tree, but his mother, a famous Innu witch, used her magic spells so effectively to heal him that he grew up with an iron constitution and extraordinary strength. Enticed by the high pay that they offered him, Joss took a job as a lumberjack at the W. Hood Company at a very young age, after the forced exile of his brother Jack, who was wanted by the authorities. Jack is the other hero we could have picked. Who was wanted by the authorities for his role in the Patriot rebellions of 1837. Joss bought a little property in the village of Wolvesvale, where he lives with his sister Josephine, who is on the bed, if you noticed. She is sick. So, yes, choose. And, yeah, gonna start a new profile, gonna name it Cithryth. You probably saw the other one was Test, where I was learning the game. pretty obvious, probably. But, yeah, so you go by days. So, the first day is December 5th, 1858. So we're gonna go.
As I live and breathe, if it isn't my little sister, Josephine, what good wind blows you to the deepest, darkest forest to see your hermit brother?
More like a storm, I'm afraid. The parish priest went crazy and jumped me like a demon when I was dusting the sacristy. I tried to fend him off with a candelabra, but a candle fell on the floor and the church caught fire. Ever since, the whole parish of Wolvesvale says it's my fault.
That's just crazy. Doesn't make any sense at all. But hey, don't just stand there like you're holding up the doorpost.
The thing is, you see, Jacques, I'm not alone.
Don't worry. It wasn't my idea to come here, brother.
Without Joseph to protect me, the villagers would have torn me to pieces in the village square. He can't live there anymore either. Please, Jacques, for the love of our mother, let bygones be bygones, and let us both stay here with you.
Did you hear that? Sounds like a wolverine's outside spooking our horses. And since you're gonna be living off me, Josie, might as well make yourself useful and chase it away, will ya? Meanwhile, I'll heat up some tea for our sister.
You best take good care of her. She's got a fever.
So yeah, a little animosity between the brothers that you probably noticed there. And, yeah, so a little tension with the town as well, besides just between Joseph and Jacques.
I'll be damned. The horses are dead, and your wolverine looks a lot more like a wolf, Jackie boy. The pack must be close by.
Alright, so in this tower defense game, our biggest enemy is wolves, and eventually later on we'll see werewolves, which are obviously bigger and badder and do more damage and stuff like that. So, pretty standard, as you can see from the tooltips that pop up. Just left clicking to kill an attack. Pretty standard. Not crazy difficult. Alright, so yeah. In the beginning, it does a pretty good job of telling you what you're supposed to do, where you're supposed to go. I like the waypoint system that they have going for the beginning of the game. Definitely makes it much easier because I can tend to be clueless sometimes about what I'm supposed to do in games.
The bridge to the village is burning. Looks like I'm gonna be staying with Jack longer than expected.
Alright, so we've got some more wolves coming in. Now, okay, the thing is, you might notice some cuts here and there. Basically, as you go in the beginning, there are tutorial videos that pop up, And they're nice because they tell you, you know, what to do. But my problem with them is that they give a whole lot of information all in video form and you can't do anything during them. So you kind of have to just pay really close attention. Alright, we gotta go save the miller. But anyways, yeah, so I don't like that the videos are so laden with information. I'd rather have the information kind of pop up one at a time while I'm walking around. But that's just me.
May Saint Anne have mercy on me. For the love of God, please help me.
Alright, so the miller's stuck up in a tree surrounded by wolves. So we gotta work on helping him out here, getting him out of that tree. Okay, so we're gonna hold control down. Okay, so this is the other problem I have with the tutorial. So there's a tooltip at the top of my screen, right? But this was all just covered by the tutorial video that came up. So it seems redundant and I don't know. Like I prefer these kind of tooltips that pop up so that I can kind of do this like while reading the tooltips, so I like actually learn by doing it. Yeah, because this information that's popping up in the tooltips right now is just in the tutorial video, so that's kind of annoying. Alright, so we want a headshot. I'm going to go for this one first, actually, because he's moving a little bit less. Alright, headshot 1. Alright, gotta be careful, because this one is coming in. If I right-click... Oh, shoot. Okay, nope, that's not gonna happen. Gonna use the axe, I guess. Because, yeah, he noticed me, so... Oops. Oh well. Let's go save the miller.
The good Lord has sent you. Without your help, I would have been devoured like a rabbit.
Hard to miss you, Miller. I think they heard you all the way in Quebec City.
Be careful. There's a pack of rabid wolves around here.
How many?
Dozens, hundreds maybe. They even blocked the road to my mill in the east. Go see by yourself if you want. As for me, I'm gonna run and hole up at the W. Hood Company.
Alright, so now we have to secure the Miller's Road. I'm really glad that there's a sprint button in this game, because I've been playing a lot of Dungeon Defenders lately, which is a similar kind of third-person tower defense game, and there is no sprint option. Alright, so we have to kill all the nearby wolves. That's pretty simple, right? So, first, I'm going to start off with the rifle, because I know I'll at least get one headshot, hopefully. Let's go for this guy. Boom. Alright, and I think the rest I can take with my axe. Now, let's be careful. Okay, so the paw print over their head is important to take note of, because whoever has the paw print overhead, they are the wolf that is going to attack next, or werewolf when we get there eventually. But for now, it's the wolves. So the paw print switches between them to show who's going to start attacking me next. So that's good to, it's a good way to telegraph the moves. Alright, so now we gotta keep going. And utilize that sprint, because yeah, the walking's really slow. Alright, waypoint. Alright, so I'm gonna get my rifle ready quickly, hopefully, before these guys come in. Nope, too late. Gonna attack him, I guess, with my axe. Alright, and I gotta... The bar at the bottom is my stamina, which is pretty similar to, like, stamina in Elder Scrolls games. I have to wait for it to build back up in order to do attacks, otherwise I can't do attacks. I right-click to use up my wrath, which is that flamey stuff you see on my axe. It's pretty cool. Yeah, it basically just gives me stronger attacks. Alright, so I can press Q to intimidate my enemies.
That's my brother. I turned my back for 2 seconds to some hot water. I better get back to the cabin as quick as I can.
Alright, so... alright, to the right of the screen you'll find the status icons for your buildings. Yep, in the upper right you can see there's my little cabin. And yeah, it's got a health bar, basically. Drink the Canadian whiskey in your pack by pressing 1. Okay, yeah, as you can see in the bottom right, there's like a item slot bar. Drink the whiskey. Oh yeah. Alright, so gotta protect the house. Luckily my rifle is loaded, So that was smart of me to do that before. And now I just have to defeat these wolves. Come here, Wolfie. I gots to kill ya. The combat's not too bad in this game. I feel like I run out of stamina quite quickly, but it does fill up quite quickly as well. And I mean, I am just at the very beginning of the game, and I'm sure like there's level up options, and I can get more stamina. And so I'm gonna reserve too much of that kind of judgment for later.
They speak to me. I hear them. But especially I see the beasts. They were sent by the devil.
What happened?
I don't know. She started shaking like a crazy person. Then she let out an awful scream and fell to the ground.
Damn it, I asked you to watch her.
There was nothing I could do. Go get Dr. Lamontagne.
I don't know what happened, but the bridge to Wolf's Vale was burnt down. We'll have to wait till morning.
My lord, forgive me. I was overcome with desire. What have I done? What have I done?
You're only a man, LCR.
Who's there? Who are you?
But you just now invited me. When you tried to attack your servant Josephine after she'd refused your advances, I thought we had some affinities. But when you let the fire spread in your church after Josephine hit you with the candelabra, when you accused her in front of all the villagers of the crime that you had in fact committed, that was when I knew we were going to do great things together. And that is what brings me here to make an offer you can't possibly refuse concerning your lovely and inaccessible servant.
Alright, so this is the, like, tower defense kind of part, where you build up your defenses and whatnot. So, in this mode, you're able to place traps in the forest to strategically place your defense for the coming night. Obviously you do this in the morning, and then you do the attacks at night, and that's when you go into third-person mode. So, Josephine says, I see them, the beasts want to carry me back to their master, and they'll attack tonight. I feel the presence of a werewolf. Basically, Josephine gets these omens, and that's the little, no, it's not the little red marks. Or, yes, it is. It's the little red marks. Those are the, where the enemies are going to come from. So, that's, she's giving us omens. She's telling us where the enemies are, so you can plan your defenses. Joseph says, now that I know where the beasts are going to attack from, I'll set wolf traps to help me tonight. So the other thing is, besides knowing where the wolves are, basically, the red dots represent where the wolves are, but you can click over here to show... Okay, well, hold on, it's telling me to do things, so I guess I should do them. So I should place a wolf trap. Here, click on the ground, near the little green circle, place a wolf trap. Okay, place another. Okay. No. I'll also try to lure other beasts under hanging nets, Joseph says. So I guess we'll do that. Click the hanging net. Clicky. And clicky. Okay, I finally finished setting my traps. Now I just need to wait for nightfall. Okay, well, hold your horses, game. I will do that in a second. So, yeah, basically what I was saying was over here on the right, you can click on these to see how many wolves or enemies or whatever are coming in what waves. If you've played tower defense games before, you know that enemies come in waves. So basically the first wave, you'll see we've got 4 wolves that'll come. Then after we kill off them, we'll get 2 wolves, right there and right there. And the third and final wave for tonight will include the werewolf. Hovering over the cards gives you all sorts of information, so like you can better decide what traps to use. Obviously I only had the 2 kinds of traps, and I've used them all because this is all tutorial-y. So we're going to go ahead and start. Alright, so we can press tab to view the map, so that gives us an idea of where we are. We can see our traps. The green circle around my little white arrow is my presence, I guess, like enemies by range of sound. Because the more sound I make, obviously the more enemies will be able to hear me. So we've also got a mini-map, which is obviously quite useful. Alright, wolf died in a trap. And here come the rest of them. Alright, come here. I probably should have just stayed back at the house, but you know, what are you gonna do, I guess. These are pretty basic wolves. And yeah, not having too many problems. So as you can see, I ran out of stamina and it was telling me to catch my breath. But now I've got to go to the waypoint. You can see these are my traps that are laid out. I obviously won't set off my own traps, because that would be silly. So, I mean, you know, that makes sense that I don't set off my own traps. So we're going to go over to this trap over here and see about how to use these hanging net traps. Alright, so basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to use Q to yell, and that's going to give... Yep, here we go with the tooltips. Again, it's the thing where like they have that whole tutorial video and then they do tooltips anyways just right afterwards, so I don't know what's going on. Alright, so to lure your enemies, place yourself under the net. So I'm in the circle, under the net. Press Q to yell and get their attention, and I'm going to... Oh, that's handy. My rifle is already loaded. Alright, so they're coming. I gotta wait till they're under the net and then shoot. And I shot too early, so that was super smart. What a waste. Oh well. That's just something I'll have to work on, I guess. I'm not fond of the camera angles. Trees flash in and out of my camera angles a lot. So that's kind of annoying, but I mean, not detrimentally so. Alright, so we killed off those wolves, and I think that's the entire second wave. Alright, in between waves, don't forget to load your rifle. That's a good tip. So I'm going to do that now. And luckily it's telling me to head to the waypoint, so I got a little bit of time to get over there and reload my rifle and do all the things that need doing. So I think we just did 2 waves, so this should be the werewolf now, I think. Yes. Well, that was loud and slightly terrifying. Alright, so the werewolf is coming, and I need to stand here and yell. And hopefully... I'll stand in the right direction and I can get the werewolf under the net, but we'll see. We'll see. The dot's moving. He's coming. Maybe if I stand back a little further, I can see. Okay, I think I see movement over there. Yep, here he comes. Boom! Oh, shoot. Okay, so that didn't work. Alright. So that didn't work. I'm definitely gonna have to practice that. And I'm too exhausted to attack, and this isn't good. When I did this, when I was doing my test profile, I very nearly died. And I wouldn't be surprised if I very nearly die again this time. I keep getting a resistant thing over his head, which I assume means that he's resistant to some of the attacks I'm doing, which is not great. And it's probably because I am low on my stamina, but luckily I'm remembering to use my right-click attack and use up all the stamina when I build it up, or my wrath, sorry. Alright, so he's dead. Woo! Joseph's not one for partying, though. Alright, so objectives. I did kill all the wolves with the wolf traps, and I lured all the wolves under the net, and I lured the werewolf under the net to kill it. I don't know why I got XP for those, because I didn't really do those things. But I got money for killing those things. Cabin was at full health, so that's good. I got a nice big green success stamp of approval. I am now level 2, so that is pretty cool. I am going to say that that's a pretty long episode 1, actually. So I'm going to stop and say thank you for watching. Next week, obviously, will be the next day. December 7th, 1858. I almost said 1958. 1858. So thanks for watching. You know, follow me on Twitter at Cithryth, surprisingly enough. Subscribe if you don't already do that. And yeah, let me know what you think in the comments. I look forward to hearing from you.